Hello everybody, here's your Knight Sebastian Power-Sieger. Welcome to this video. In this video I'm gonna communicate a little bit with a creature who have lived as a man and who have just lost his human body, and I'm gonna try to communicate with that creature, and that creature is Prince Philip from the UK. So he have lost his human body just a very short while ago, at that moment in time where I tried to communicate with him. For the explanation, if you do not know how universal communication can work with creatures which have lived as human beings before, which have lost their human body, I'm gonna explain it to you quickly. Creatures which have lost their human body can sometimes connect in symbiosis to the big symbiosis, so the universe, the natural environment also on planet Earth, and they can use the weather to present themselves and to communicate. For example, they can trigger the wind level and they can canalize the wind. I'm gonna give you in this video a few examples. So you see, now more wind was canalized to this tool. Now it's hanging again to the creature I'm communicating with. Can you agree that you are Prince Philip? That you are the creature who have lived in the body, human body of Prince Philip, and that you have been born as Prince Philip when you were born as a human. And you can see he's triggering the wind, and with that he's agreeing to that. So creatures which have lived as human beings before can agree, they can say yes, by triggering and canalizing the wind to a higher wind level. Okay, I'm gonna repeat the identification so that you get that clear and that you can understand that very well. Now the tools are becoming quiet again. Philip, can you trigger the wind level to a higher wind level if you can agree that you are the creature who have lived as Prince Philip until you have lost your human body just a short while ago? If you can agree to the identification of yourself as a creature who have lived as the human man, Prince Philip, please trigger the wind now, and please use a higher wind level to agree to that wind. So to agree to your identification. Can you identify yourself as Prince Philip? Yes or no? If yes, please trigger the wind to a higher wind. So it's using some more wind. So now I'm gonna request, can you make that clear by using a lot more wind? Should I repeat? Restart? Wir fangen neu an zur Erklärung, weil die Windrusse auch verheddert ist. Hi, here's your Knight Sebastian Power-Sieger. Welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna try to communicate with Prince Philip, so the creature who have lived as the man Prince Philip in the United Kingdom. And the creature, Prince Philip, can trigger the wind today. He can canalize the wind to these wind tools. So if you want to agree to stuff, he can use a higher wind level to say yes or to agree to stuff I speak out. To the creature who canalized the wind before, can you agree that you are the creature Prince Philip? So the creature who have lived also as the man Prince Philip. He's presenting the star, that means yes, and he's canalizing, triggering the wind. Can you produce more wind to make that clear? And you can see that more wind is reaching this tool. Okay, so you have lived as a man until a short while ago, and then your human body died, is correct, right? Yes. Can you trigger the wind a little bit more to make that clear? And he's triggering the wind more to make that clear, okay? And that's important because today is the 9th of April, and he have lost his human body just a very short while ago. Today is the 9th of April in the year 2021. and you died just a day or 2 days ago, something like that. So just a short while ago. That's true, right? I give him a moment because he's turning that thing. So you died just a short while ago was correct, right? And he's triggering the wind to agree to that stuff. And always, if Prince Philip is triggering the wind, canalizing the wind to the wind tool, you can see that the wind tool is moved by the wind. Okay? So the creature is using the natural environment. He's controlling the weather to communicate towards you, the people which are watching the video. And the identification is that this is Prince Philip, the Prince Philip who just lost his human body today or yesterday, something like that, short while ago. And he's agreeing to that by using more wind, okay? By triggering the wind. So with this wind tools, you can watch the wind tools, and later if he wants to use the natural environment here in the background, you can also watch the trees, because he can also canalize the wind into this area, and then these plants always move more because they receive more wind, and then they react to the wind level. Okay? And with these wind tools, he can trigger the wind, so use a higher wind level to say yes or to agree to stuff I speak out. He can do that specific to reply to questions if you want to say yes, or he can work with this star side. These wind tools have on one side a star, the golden star you can see here, and if the tools are turned, they do have no star on the other side. So he can also say no with that, but the creator, Prince Philip, had no time to train to use the wind, because he just lost his human body and we just started the communication, so we have to give him maybe a moment to learn how to turn that tool very specific in case we're going to use that. But for the moment you have understood the wind tool, hopefully, and you have understood if you want to say yes, he's going to use a higher wind level, and then you see the tool flying in the wind. Okay, and if he's triggering the wind specific to agree to stuff, you don't need to watch out for the stars thing. Okay, so, and he's agreeing to that. So Prince Philip, you are agreeing to that. That's the way how you can communicate, right? So that the people do understand that. He's agreeing to that, and that's why you see these wind tools now staying more in the wind, flying more with the wind, because more wind was used. Okay, so that's what you have to watch out for if you want to understand his opinion or how Prince Philip sees things. Regarding the identification, so at the moment I do not have contact numbers of your direct family members, to be honest. But you would be willing to present yourself again, to communicate with me maybe again, in case they want to identify you, right? And he's agreeing to that strongly, so he used a strong wind wave. That's why you could see that thing turning. Can you agree to that one more time? So you would answer questions, test questions, stuff like that, in case your family members want to identify you, correct? And you can see he's using a high wind level to agree to that. Okay, that's to the family members of Prince Philip. So you are invited, if you want to try that. You can send some people to test this creature out regarding his identification. So for example, the MI5 or so on. And I'm sure they have enough files with informations regarding your life, so because Prince Philip have been popular in the United Kingdom. Okay, for the other people which live in other countries, that they do understand that. And he's agreeing to that. So with popular people, or people which have lived a popular life, of course, for example, police, secret services, stuff like that, they do collect a lot of information, and it should be quite easy to test the creature out, so to give him some test questions so that he can prove his identity by answering them correct and so on. Because that would help maybe your family, and it would help him to identify himself correct towards his family. So you just lost your human body, so are you used to the fact that you have lost your human body already? Yes. So that was working very quick, that you could learn to exist in the new form of existence, if we want it like that. Yes? So okay, what I'm asking is, after he lost his human body, if he could adopt to the new lifestyle quickly. Because now he sees himself, you see yourself as a creature, right? Not as a creature with a body like a human would see him or herself during the lifetime. It's correct, right? Today you just look at yourself as a creature. Yes. He's agreeing to that by triggering the wind. Okay? So that's of course important and interesting for me to know, because we had not so much contact. You did contact with me a few minutes before I started the video, so he's agreeing to that by triggering the wind, and so he had not much time to learn to use the wind in the communication with me. I have not optimized my communication with him. And not too many questions were solved before I started the video. I just were watching live stream regarding your death on a media channel, because the media is broadcasting it, that he died, so that the human body died. And I was watching media data regarding that, a live stream, because it's streamed live at the moment today. And it's the 9th of April in the year 2021, and that's Prince Philip. Okay, and during the moment I was watching the media data, he contacted me, the creator, and then he signaled me that he would like to send a live signal to his living family members with such a video material, like I'm trying to capture that for you, the people which are watching the video, and of course for his family members which may be gonna see the video. So and with the identification they have the first live signal, and now they can send questions to ensure the identity is correct and everything, and they can ask further questions. And to the family members, in case you see the video material, you can send your questions to Sieger@ciembassy.com. So SIEGER@ciembassy.com. And then I can produce another video with Prince Philip, or you can even contact me for an appointment, and then you would present yourself. Is that correct, Prince Philip? So if they want to meet, for example, in Bonn or in Frankfurt, where I am right now, then you would be able to present yourself and to communicate with them by triggering and canalizing the wind, for example. And he's agreeing to that, which means he thinks also that this would be possible. So that's an information to the living family members of Prince Philip. Okay, so that you have an open door you can contact if you want it like that, and then we can try to communicate with him here in Frankfurt or in Bonn. The most of the time I'm in Bonn, Germany, or we can meet somewhere. And he's agreeing to that by triggering the wind strongly. And during such a meeting you would be able to learn to outread the communication he can use, and then you would be able there, wherever we meet, to communicate with him by yourself for maybe an hour or minimum an hour. Maybe he can communicate with you like that afterwards later, more often, but that's not guaranteed. So the family is invited to contact me if you want to. So, and for the other visitors, of course, I help often creators which want to leave a live signal for their living family members, like Prince Philip, sorry, I forgot your name, to be honest. Prince Philip was correct, right? Prince Philip was right. He's triggering the wind, and you can see that if you watch down here, and you can see it here if you watch the background. Okay, he triggered the wind there, and he's triggering it here clearly. I can help you with that. The tool is hanging a little bit at the in the camera thing. So You did communicate with me through body sharing also, right? So you were connected to my human body. He's agreeing to that by using a high wind level, and you were quite emotional when you contacted me, that you get the chance to send a live signal to your family members, and you can see how strong he's triggering the wind for that, because it was quite emotional. And that's normal, because I think that's normal, because he just lost the human body such a short moment before. And of course, with the video, hopefully the family members understand that it is a live signal from Prince Philip, and he's able to communicate. It's just he have lost his human body, and that's why he have to use the natural environment, but he's able to do that. So with that he can communicate with living humans. And of course I like to help if I get a request like what did happen over here. So we watched this live stream regarding your death, and he did contact me at that moment in time, and you were watching it over my human eyes. Is correct, right? What I mean with this, I explain that to the people, and you can say yes and trigger the wind if you want to agree. He were connected in symbiosis with my human body, and that made it possible for him to see with my human eyes. Okay, that's the way you can understand it, and he's agreeing to that by triggering the wind very strong. See how specific? So creators like Prince Philip, if they have the possibility in the symbiosis, and if they're connected in the symbiosis with the symbiosis, they're able often to use biological bodies, which means human bodies, animal bodies or plant bodies, and they can connect in symbiosis to the biological body and outread it, use the senses like seeing, tasting, stuff like that. That's interesting knowledge for the people which do not know that, I think. Can you agree to the stuff? So you can see with my eyes if you are connected in symbiosis to my human body, but you can also taste with the senses in my mouth, for example, if I eat food or if I drink something. And you can see he triggered the wind to agree to that. Can you agree one more time so that that is clear for the people? So you can eat with my human body. If I eat something, you can taste how that tastes, right? You can connect to my senses, and you can smell with my human body. You can see with my human body. You can taste with my human body. And he's agreeing to that, and he's triggering the wind strongly for that. Strong for that, also here in the background, for the people that you understand that, so you can also watch the close plants. So, and with the plants in the background, that was also used correct, right? And you can see how specific he did move again, see, to make that clear and transparent to you, the people which are watching the video. Okay, that's how specific universal communication can work. And of course, the family members of Prince Philip, with this video you are invited to contact me, and then I can, if he's presenting himself, then if we can reach him, and I think that would be possible, then he can present himself. He can use that method to communicate with me and with you, and you can learn them to outread that communication a little bit better, and afterwards you maybe can use that to be reachable for him. If you understand how I mean that, so you could understand if he wants to communicate with you, and if he wants to tell you something specific, for example. So I'm enjoying the weather, but it's very cold. It's not summer here, even if I have a short trousers on. So you did a lot of charity during your lifetime, is correct, right? That's what I saw in the video stream regarding your death. You did a lot of charity. He's agreeing to that. Can you lift him up a little bit more if you can agree to that you did a lot of charity in England? He's agreeing to that. So you lifted up the top wind to it. With the knowledge you have today, now, without your human body, Do you think what creatures are capable of, if they can use the symbiosis in the natural environment, could get used better in cooperation between living humans and creatures which have lived as human beings before to solve problems on planet Earth, like the problems with all the rubbish and illnesses and stuff like that? He's agreeing to that. That's why he's triggering the wind. See? Specific where I did point my finger at. Okay? So today, Prince Philip, I tried to explain that, and maybe he can agree to that. Prince Philip today, the creator, of course, have a different, he looks different on planet Earth and the natural environment, because he do not see the planet Earth as a human only anymore. He can see it how a human sees that, for example, if he connects in symbiosis to a human body, to use the eyes of humans, but he can see much more, feel much more, and understand much more. Is that correct? So you today as a creator, you can see much more and you can understand much more as a living human, as before as a living human. And he's agreeing to that by triggering the wind. And with that, of course, he sees new opportunities which could get used to help other living humans. Okay? For example, in the category of illnesses. And regarding trash we talked about, like rubbish. Like if I finished my bottle here, that's gonna be rubbish, sadly. So, and because we humans destroy the planet Earth a bit by producing so much rubbish, that's why I did ask the questions if he sees good potential in that area. If living humans, so like you, the people which are watching the video, would understand how big the potential is if cooperations would work well between creatures which have lived as human beings before, which are able to use the natural environment to influence it on such a high scale, and the living humans which are unable to do that, the most of them, if not all. So Prince Philip, can you agree to that? So you think there would be a good potential if living humans, if the mass of the living humans would cooperate with creatures which have lived as human beings before to, for example, heal illnesses or to transfer new knowledge in that categories, and regarding environment protection and stuff like that? And there is a clear yes for that. So creators like him could help to bring new knowledge to living humans, that we live in a cleaner environment in the future regarding the planet. That's also my experience from the communication with other creatures which have lived as human beings before. So regarding you, there's a lot of trouble in the UK going on now. I've seen that in the live stream. They did forbid the people to lay flowers down in the street because of Corona. Because of the coronavirus. You have seen that, huh? Have you seen that? That they requested from the people to not put down flowers on the street because of the Corona lockdown stuff? Have you seen that when I was watching the documentation? Yes? Yes? So Corona lockdown is a hard time for the people, huh? In the UK as well? Yeah, clear yes. Yeah, here in Germany, a lot of people went broke. Like a lot of people which had restaurants, small businesses, all of them are going broke because of the lockdown periods, which is nearly a year now. It's the same in the UK, right? That a lot of small business go bankrupt. Yeah. Yeah, here's the same. Do you think the lockdown is necessary like this? Yes? That's a yes. But there would be, do you think there would be better options as well, right? To get rid of a virus like the coronavirus. And he's triggering the wind more. That's how you could see that the wind tool, which was below, did lift up much more. The other one was hanging there like that. Okay, so he's agreeing to that. He's saying his first opinion is, well, the lockdown is necessary, if I understood you right, in the situation the humans are in today. But he's also saying there would be better solutions to get rid of the coronavirus for the human species than the lockdown and the vaccines which are on the market today. That's right? Yes, and you could see that he's triggering the wind clearly, and that's why you see much more movement. And you could see that the wind over here was also clearly triggered. Okay, and of course his opinion is because he do see much further than living humans, and because they cannot read the symbiosis so much. All the biological human bodies, they can identify illnesses easy and stuff like that, and they can deal with problems completely different than a living human doctor could do that, for example. So, and there is a lot of potential for mankind regarding the future if humans in general would understand that and would cooperate much better with creatures which have lived as human beings before, which are called ghosts or which are called ancestors, for example. So, so are you sure that there would be a better solution for corona with the knowledge you have up there, like for the patients? Yes. You can see he's lifting that up clearly. Here he's presenting the star now and lifting that also up. Okay, I'm informing about all these chances and potential I see in the field of medicine, energy and so on, because of the knowledge creators can have, which have lived as human beings before, and which are connected in symbiosis to the natural environment so well and so complex. So you can find these videos on the internet and watch them, and if you're interested in cooperation, just let me know, because I'm searching always for cooperation partners, like from the science area or from the medical area, and so on, so on, so on. Also, if you're interested in weather regarding green energy, you also can contact me, because there are also some videos on it. I'm here in Frankfurt with Prince Philip now. We are close to Frankfurt am Main, Germany, and the Main River is very close to this area. And that's why you hear always the airplanes in the background. That's because here is a huge airport close by. You have landed during your lifetime a couple of times in Frankfurt, I'm sure, right? But I mean with the airplane. When you lived as a human, you were landing a couple of times in Frankfurt, right? Yes. He's presenting me the star, so he turned the star into my view with my human eyes, okay? That you understand that. And he's lifting up the wind to agree to that. I'm here, this house where we are, to belong to Christian, another creature who have lived as a man before, and he lost his human body around about a year ago. So I'm staying at the house of another ghost, if you want it like that, with the ghost, the creator Prince Philip, and with this Christian, and also with his wife, because she's living in the house. And that's why I'm producing this video in Frankfurt today, because normally I'm often in Bonn. So that as an extra information. Oh, I have some coffee left. So, you are not buried yet, is correct, right? So you are not even buried yet. Yeah. So there's gonna be a ceremony very soon. Event regarding that. I'm sure normally a lot of people would come, right? The British royals are not that bad regarding their image in England. So normally there would be a huge ceremony, right? But now because of Corona it's going to be small. Yeah, because of Corona. So in case medical people in the UK sees that, would you be willing to, of course you would be willing to communicate when your family members would come to a more or less to a more private appointment, but would you be also willing to present yourself and to communicate regarding problems like illnesses like the coronavirus, in case specialists to see that video material here and do have questions regarding the knowledge you did speak about, for example? Yes. And you could see he's lifting up the tool thing, very clear to say yes to you, the people which are watching the videos. So if you're a specialist in medicine and you work in the area of the coronavirus, and if you see the video, you could ask for an appointment with Prince Philip to ask him out regarding his knowledge and regarding the potential he communicated to help living humans. And he's triggering the wind to agree to that, how I spoke it out specific. Can you trigger the wind in a way that the wind tool which is below also is flying a little bit? Yes or no? Yeah? Okay, so he's gonna agree by lifting up both wind tools, because the one was standing there the whole time. Can you lift that? The lift, is it hanging or what? No, now it's working. Yeah, see? So with that, he's agreeing to that. Got it? So maybe we can do another video tomorrow, because I'm here for another 2 days, and I'm just gonna upload this one as your first live signal for your family members. Then we can speak about the other stuff maybe in another video. Yes? And he's producing a lot of wind for that. That's for the living family members of Prince Philip. He's producing a lot of wind for that for you. Okay? So watch the background regarding that, so you could see how specific and how strong. Okay, I'm gonna upload this video because I produced a lot of other videos with Christian, the guy from the house here, and they also have to be uploaded. So I have a lot of data for the moment, but that's cool. I'm gonna upload this video material as the first live signal, and there will be hopefully more video material with Prince Philip and me soon online. So latest tomorrow. And the family members, they can contact me anytime if you want to identify him much better, with questions, or if you want to test his identify, all that, you can request that at ziga@ciembassy.com. So thanks for watching. Your Knight Sebastian Power Ziga, and the wind was canalized and triggered by Prince Philip, who lost his human body just a short moment ago. More video material will be hopefully online soon. Thanks for watching.